Sony claims Microsoft's true strategy is to make PlayStation like Nintendo. This is a VGC article from Andy Robinson. Once again, Sony claims Microsoft is to make PlayStation like Nintendo. What a line. Sony has claimed that Microsoft's true strategy behind its proposed acquisition of Activision. Excuse me. Hold on, let me take that from the jump. Sony has claimed that Microsoft's true strategy behind its proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard is to have PlayStation become like Nintendo and not compete in the 18-rated shooter space. The comments were made in a newly published response to UK regulator, the Competition and Markets Authority's decisions to expand its investigation into the proposed acquisition. In its 22-page response, Sony Interactive Entertainment alleges that if the deal were to go through, users would leave PlayStation's ecosystem. Microsoft could raise Xbox prices, and independent developers would be harmed in the fallout. As has been the trend with the regulatory back and forth, much of the document focuses on Call of Duty and the perceived harm Sony claims Activision Blizzard deal would cause, should the flagship franchise be made exclusive to Xbox. In one section of its statement, the platform holder singles out comments made by Microsoft that other platforms have prospered without Call of Duty, including Nintendo Switch. In its latest response, Sony says this claim, quote, ignores the facts. SIE argues that the Nintendo strategy is differentiated from PlayStation and Xbox because it doesn't rely on 18-rated shooter franchises. Games, which it argues Microsoft will have virtual exclusive ownership of should Activision deal be approved by global regulators. In the sense, it alleges Microsoft's true strategy with Activision Blizzard deal is to make PlayStation like Nintendo, in that it doesn't compete in this space. Quote, Microsoft claims that Nintendo's differentiated model demonstrates that PlayStation doesn't need Call of Duty to compete effectively. But this reveals Microsoft's true strategy. SIC's statement reads, Microsoft wants PlayStation to become like Nintendo so that it would be a less close and effective competitor to Xbox. Quote, post-transaction, Xbox would become the one-stop shop for all the best-selling shooter franchises on console. Call of Duty, Halo, Gears of War, Doom, Overwatch, as the decision explains. And it would then be free from serious competitive pressure. SIE's statement goes on to claim that Activision's games, quote, in particular Call of Duty, are critical to PlayStation. The franchise, quote, the franchise is firmly entrenched in the gamer's psyche. Every installment since Call of Duty was first released back in 2003 has consistently topped the charts. It states, going on to share redacted percentage or figures of the share of its audience it believes it would lose to Xbox should Call of Duty go exclusive. Quote, ignoring these facts, Microsoft argues that Nintendo has been successful without access to Call of Duty, it continued. This misses the point. The decision identifies a wide body of evidence showing that Nintendo offers a differentiated experience to Xbox and PlayStation because it is focused on family-friendly games that are very different from the PEGI 18 FPS games like Call of Duty. This is supported by Microsoft's internal documents, which, so the CMA found, show that, quote, in general, Microsoft's internal documents track PlayStation more closely than Nintendo, with Nintendo often being absent from any internal competitive assessment. While the Activision deal has been approved by regulators in Saudi Arabia and Brazil, the UK's Competition and Markets Authority recently expanded its investigation to a second phase. It is in the process of inviting members of the public to share their views on the acquisition before giving its final decision by March 1st, 2023.
I just have to say, I think this is single-handedly, in recent years, probably said something worse beforehand, the dumbest thing Sony has ever argued for. It is, in every aspect, it is stupid. It's
a reach.
Obvious.
It's a reach for sure.
Now we know why they're saying this. It's not like their company's going to be massively hurt. It's not like they're going to be delegated to being like Nintendo, which isn't even really a criticism because it's Nintendo, as we'll get into with another story later on. They're not exactly hurting all that much.
Yeah.
They could just make their own games. They don't have to play. They don't have to just put. No, we can't play. We can't have Call of Duty. We're done for. It makes no damn sense. And also, 18 rated shooter space. It's not a really. What? That's a weird section. of gaming space. Like it's not the only thing out there. It's not the thing that makes the most money. And this is clearly just them wanting to keep the money that they get from games like Call of Duty, because they will be losing out on that. But it's Sony. They're not going to be hurting. They're going to be fine. They have almost their eggs are in the single player games basket. They make tons of money. They over the amount that they need on those games alone every single year. Ghost of Tsushima.
The same week God of War just posted God of War is their fastest selling first party franchise at over 5 million copies in its first week.
Yeah, I know. The 18 rated shooter space isn't like it's lucrative, but it's not essential. It's not like if you do not have this part of the industry available to you, you're going to fail as a company or going to have to start doing layoffs or anything ridiculous. Sony's fine. They just don't want to miss out on money, and they're trying to run and cry to the government to try and stop them from doing that, because they know that's the best bet they have right now, because that's all they got. It's all
also, just a fucking slap in the face to fucking Bungie, bro.
Yeah.
You own Bungie. What are you talking about?
Yep.
What is this? You're not gonna be made irrelevant in the shooter space. Like, you have Bungie, you've got Destiny. Like, that's a thing. Can we also just say how ridiculous it is to claim that, yes, okay, Call of Duty in the future will probably go exclusive, but to say that Overwatch will as well? Overwatch is already multi-platform. It's a games of service game. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna be on your platform till the end of time. Case in point, Minecraft is still there, bro. Like, you still have it. You can still sell Doom. And come on, Doom. Like, yeah. I love Doom. I love where Doom's at. I thought Doom Eternal was one of the best games of that year. You're going to compare Doom to any of it? Like, Doom's not going to hurt you, bro. Like, you're fine. Absolutely unsubstantiated claim. Totally just to make it seem worse than it is, so that, you know, PlayStation can keep Call of Duty and can keep those numbers rolling in, which I understand. That makes sense. Yes.
Yeah.
But, like, also, like, just cut a deal with Xbox to get Game Pass on your console.
No. Because that would mean that Sony have to work with another company, and they don't want to do that.
They don't want to do that.
They've always been very, very against trying to incorporate crossplay between PCs.
Also, are we just going to pretend like you didn't just create Haven Studios for this exact reason? You want multiplayer space. You want first-person shooter space in your first-party catalog. This is what you've been building towards for years now. This statement is baloney. It's garbage.
You know, one of the comments down in this Video Game Chronicle article by I/O mentions that they have Killzone, they have Resistance, they have SOCOM. Just go dive into those again. You can make new games. You can make more games to fill in that space if Microsoft does end up taking away Call of Duty from you for a time. Get over it. You're Sony. You can make you have money,
or just make something new. Just make something new. Create a you know how Call of Duty got invented? It was called the Halo Killer. That's why they wanted to compete with Halo, and they also threw Battlefield under the bus for this. And I'm like, what for what fucking reason are y'all doing this, man? Call of Duty,
much money.
I get it. Call of Duty's the big one. It's the big fish. We all said it when this went down. Yeah, Call of Duty, Candy Crush. That's a lot of money for Xbox all of a sudden. And I agree. It sucks that it will likely go to Xbox exclusive platforms. But there's ways around this. Xbox is more than willing to put Game Pass on other consoles. No one else wants to play with them. That's the problem, is you don't want to share the benefits. Well, now they're kind of waving their big dick around. So now you've either got to make something new, dig into your bag and revitalize something old, or shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Like,
and I don't think they're going to do that one.
Exactly. Like, this is you know, big dick CEO types who make billions of dollars a year just waving their dick and trying to see who can get away with the most bullshit before the inevitable acquisition goes through.
But they're going to get less in their bonuses, Tavin. So that's very important.
Fuck your bonus, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay for my semester next year. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I will. I'm fine.
Okay, good.
Anyways, anything else we got to say on this? What a ridiculous statement to make PlayStation like Nintendo.
Now,
did you mention their close ties with From Software, who just put out one of the best-selling games of the year?
But they have that as well. Like, they have other games. Just because you don't have all of the control in a specific area of gaming doesn't mean that you need to stop it from going through, because it's going to hurt us so badly. You can deal with it, and hopefully the FTC knows that as well, and they'll call them out on it, rather than thinking, oh no, you're right, Sony's going to be barred from these kinds of games, because There might be just one idiot on the FTC who decides, well, that's not going to issue. This might be a big problem without knowing how well Sony does, which they obviously do good. They don't need.
I mean, it's really just a matter of time before Sony buys FromSoft or Sony buys. They already have Bluepoint. Sony buys what's left of Square Enix, or a fraction of Ubisoft, something. Like this is a non-statement. This is a non-issue, and it's really just to like pile it on to the list of complaints they have, just so that they can make a better case. So they throw everything at the wall and hope something sticks. But no, it's just not. No. Good try though. It's cute.
Well, pretty bad try. No one was convinced.
No one believes you.